It takes a truly amazing show to keep the fans hooked even after 13 seasons, and Blue Bloods has managed to do just that with its fair share of shocking moments. Let's take a look at some of them, starting with the elephant in the room from Season 12. Everyone knows that one episode in Season 12 really didn't sit right with people. Yep, no one really liked Season 12, Episode 19, Tangled Up in the Blue. The episode started off in usual Blue Bloods fashion, with all the characters going about their days caught up in their own messes. But certain elements of the show were just handled poorly, and it really rubbed fans off the wrong way. I mean, Erin has a stalker? A harmless stalker, by the way, one that she ends up saving at the end of the episode.
There's a service entrance that opens to the alley where you will find a black, unmarked Suburban that will take you to the airport.
But I got stuff.
Where you will get on a plane that takes you somewhere no one will find you.
Sounds bizarre, right? It is. Lenny, Erin's stalker, doesn't mean her any harm. He just rambles on about the price of food and the perfume his wife and Erin both wore. The guy is literally the nicest creep ever. And hey, he doesn't want to hurt Erin, just for her to admit that he was right about the previous DA's actions about 12 years ago.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry, but that's all I've got.
But I was right. Can you just say it?
So all she needs to do is apologize. But hold on, it gets even weirder. Anthony and Danny investigated the matter, and it turns out our innocent stalker Lenny actually poked out a mob kid's eye in jail. The mob angle just comes out of nowhere, and then Erin sends Lenny to parts unknown, never to be seen again. If you ask me, that's a serious cop-out. The storyline has so much potential, but it just felt like the writers had gotten lazy, which doesn't usually happen on Blue Bloods. This is the truly shocking part. While this Season 12 episode was just weird, many other Blue Bloods episodes are truly gasp-worthy. For example, remember the Season 10 finale that uncovered a huge family secret?
I'm sorry to just show up, but it's kind of important.
Anytime.
It was just supposed to be like a regular school assignment, and then this pops up.
Take it easy. What assignment?
Family ancestry.
It starts off as a regular day until Sean makes a shocking discovery at school. What was supposed to be a regular school assignment about his family ancestry reveals a DNA match to a first male cousin from Frank's side of the family. But the grandfather is sure that if there were any skeletons in his family's closet, he'd know about them. He's proven wrong when a woman he knew a long time ago stops by to request her son's transfer out of the firearms unit. When he asks why, she says, "Because your son Joe was his father, and because as his mother, I'd like him to have a safer assignment."
I would like you to transfer him to either the 6-4 in Brooklyn or the 116 squad in Queens.
For what reason?
Because your son, Joe, was his father.
Wait, what? Joe has a son we didn't know anything about? Fans went wild when the show dropped this bomb, and for good reason. Apparently, the mother Paula dropped out of the academy when she got pregnant. She didn't tell Joe since she wasn't interested in having a relationship with him, but now her son was doing DNA testing and asking questions. Frank has a meeting with Joe Hill, his long-lost grandson, and is thoroughly impressed.
Jamie, this is my wife, Eddie.
Great to meet you, Sarge. Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Joe.
I'm Erin.
I gotta ask, how'd you get out of becoming a cop?
Oh, I'm the smart one.
All right, there you go. Commissioner?
I mean, the boy is literally the perfect Reagan, with a stellar record with the Force. Frank and the whole family were surprised at this revelation, and so were we.
This is my cousin Joe.
But this isn't the first time Frank is taken aback in the show. Both he and the fans were left baffled when Garrett Moore's worst mistake came to light. Deputy Commissioner of Public Information Garrett Moore is the commissioner's most trusted advisor on the show. He always goes toe-to-toe with the media to make sure Frank doesn't fall into any traps. But that doesn't mean he doesn't make mistakes. And this one was huge. In Season 7, Episode 17, Shadow of a Doubt, a reporter publishes an expose on Moore. It says the Deputy Commissioner takes gifts from people, probably in return for the favors he gives out.
Friends, first of all, I want to thank Captain Wallace and his team for the invitation to speak to this convention of the Major Cities Chiefs Association. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person. I've always had such a great time when I can attend.
Naturally, Frank is pissed when he finds out, and so was the fan base. We didn't expect this from Moore. His whole job is to avoid this behavior and make sure nothing taints the department's name. Frank asks Garrett to have a press conference, promising to repay any gifts he was given out of his own pocket. But Garrett takes a so-what attitude and doesn't agree. Later, Frank discovers that Garrett has been living in a hotel because of marital issues, which makes him realize he doesn't know the DCPI as well as he thought. Eventually, Moore gives the press conference and all is forgiven. But still, this was a huge curveball for the commissioner and for the fans. One thing Blue Bloods does really well is coming up with storylines that no one could ever expect. For instance, remember back in Season 2 when Jamie Regan got mixed up with the Mafia? Yep, in the first episode in Season 2 called Mercy, Jamie goes on his first ever undercover assignment. Him and some other young officers are sent undercover to bars in an underage alcohol sting. But it turns into so much more. At one bar where he's supposed to be sniffing out who's selling drugs and booze to minors, he ends up befriending the mysterious Noble, a member of the Sanfino family. The craziest part is, he doesn't even realize he's made a friend in the Mafia until Frank brings up their meeting. From then on, Jamie takes up another undercover assignment, this time to infiltrate the Mafia under the alias Jimmy Riordan. Will Estes, who plays Jamie, was thrilled about this storyline. He said, "I'm really excited because there's a lot to tap into in organized crime, and it's something that could work really well for us." The producers of the show were also excited about this storyline because of how intriguing it is for Jamie and the fans. And he was right. Jamie's involvement with the Mafia was definitely a fan-favorite storyline. Now, let's talk about a different Regan, Danny, and the baffling moment of Season 4. In this moment, Danny and Maria are investigating a murder. Maria stumbles upon a potential suspect and suggests that they pursue the lead. She doesn't mention how she knows the suspect until the truth finally comes out. When Danny and Maria find out about the suspect, it's clear that she has some history with him. She knows he goes by the name Tic Tac, for example. She tries to keep the truth hidden for as long as she can, but finally reveals that Tic Tac, whose real name is Javi, is her brother. Yes, her brother is a potential murderer. Maria knows about his criminal past and doesn't put it past him to commit murder, but holds out hope that it's not him. And it turns out he didn't. It was a phenomenal episode, one that is highly praised by fans. And for the last shocking moment, I present to you one of the scariest moments on the show, the Season 5 finale. If you're a true Blue Bloods fan, you already know that no one could breathe during that two-part finale, especially the ending. After all, out of all the Regans, you wouldn't expect Linda to be in a life-threatening situation, would you? The basic rundown is, Hector, a man who witnessed the murder of Deputy Chief Kent and his wife, gets shot and is being treated by Linda, when a man named Curtis, a member of the gang responsible for the killing, enters Hector's hospital room with the gun.
What are you doing, Curtis?
Please, I need you to leave the room now, Nurse Reagan.
You don't want to do this, Curtis.
I don't have a choice.
We were all on the edge of our seats when Curtis pulled out his gun and Linda shielded Hector. And then, gunshots and a black screen. The suspense and shock killed me. Well, nearly. Well, there you have it. Which of these moments shocked you the most? I really want to know.